Welcome back to Glenafric and the World Orienteering Championships 2015. And now we've come to the last race, the men's long event. Now this is 15.5 kilometres long. It's a really brutal challenge. And the key members of the British team from a Scottish point of view are Ali McLeod, originally from Inverness, now lives in Glasgow, and Hector Haines from Edinburgh.
You've got to set yourself goals before the race. Something like 98% is what I'm aiming for here, you know, perfection. 100% is no mistakes at all. That kind of allows me a bit of a leeway in the sense that if I do make a little mistake, I can say to myself, you know, okay, I planned for this. I've got other aspects of my game that's going to make up for that. I still have a chance of winning even though I'm not being perfect.
You can train yourself to be a really fast runner. You can train yourself to be a really good navigator, but trying to do the two in unison is actually really quite difficult because they both affect each other. It's almost about how you use all the oxygen in your body. Do you put it to your brain or do you put it to your legs? You've got the information of where the checkpoint is, and you've done your navigating, and in those last 50 metres you're going, well, I'm going to see it soon. It should just be over this hill or it should just be behind this cliff. But when you get there and it is actually there, there's definitely an element of relief and an element of happiness and excitement that, yeah, everything is fitted exactly how I thought it would fit. Then that disappears and it's how am I going to get to the next checkpoint.
So this is it. Time for Alistair McLeod's first ever World Orienteering Championships. The pressure's on and you can't just see the tension mounting. Quick glance down at the map. He's not looking too sure of himself. I think he needs to settle down a bit and start to enjoy what he knows he's good at as he runs through this, well, what is a stunning Glenafric landscape. It's a really tough challenge, and Ali's only 24, but I don't think he's going quite as fast as I'd expect at this stage of the race. Come on, Ali, you can do it.
So Ali McLeod knows this land, knows this topography, knows the landscape very well indeed.
He grew up just not far from here in Evanton, just north of the Black Isle, and he's trained so hard this year and he's in fantastic shape, and hopefully he's enjoyed some of it. I suspect, knowing his high standards, he'll be disappointed today, but hopefully he can just finish strongly and get good support down the running.
I guess to be part of Team GB for the World Championship, they have to be doing things pretty special. Ali's made it through. He's not got a big massive smile on his face as you might expect at the end of his first World Championship, but let's face it, he's just put in 15.5 kilometres of brutal orienteering and he will be absolutely exhausted. Maybe at the Cayley tonight he might have to sit out a few dances.
Well, maybe.
And just coming through the trees now, another of our British hopeful, Hector Haines. An interesting athlete is Hector Haines. In 2014, just last year, he broke the 20-year-old record for the famous Isle of Jura fell race, which must be one of the toughest fell races in the country. His parents got him into orienteering when he was 11 years of age, and Hector's dad orienteered for Great Britain and even competed in the World Championships when they were in Scotland in 1976.
Hector Haines said to me yesterday that he was going to leave nothing on the course today. What do you think of this performance today from him?
I think he's probably in the second half of the course lost some time, and he knows it, and he'll be very disappointed because physically I think he looked pretty strong, but he's obviously lost a bit of time somewhere. He's going to come into the field in the top 10, and I think that will be knocked down, and he might be hopefully looking at a top 20 here today.
A top 20 finish would be a great result, wouldn't it, for Hector?
I think Hector himself would probably be disappointed, but I think anyone who can achieve a top 20 on this race today, you can't underestimate it.
Absolutely. It's Hector cheered over the line by this really strong home support, and that is, well, disappointing, it would appear, from that the way he reacted there.
Yeah, he's really shaking his head there.
Another of our British hopefuls, Graham, tearing through the woods there. Member of the Forth Valley Orienteers, ranked at the moment 29th in the world. He finished 20th in the middle race earlier this week in the World Championships, and in 2014, a year ago, took 20th place in the World Orienteering Championships long event.
Here's Graham Griswood, again a little bit down, but covering some ground pretty well.
Yeah, again, he seemed to be still moving quite well. I think he's in a similar time to Hector.
Hector Haines already over the line, but Graham Griswood on his way now. And he's going at a fair lick, there's no doubt about it. He's certainly covering the ground pretty fast, but there are some big runners and racers to come on this course. These racers, of course, all have to wear cover on their legs because a lot of them they're running through some pretty nasty and horrible terrain, and he's going pretty fast towards the final section here.
Yeah, he's putting in a good effort in the line here as always, and let's hope he can enjoy this experience, finishing this race, and be a emotional feeling.
Straight onto his knees as well. My goodness me, just exhausted.
Getting ready for the start now is Thierry Gueorgiou from France. Earlier in the week he came 7th in the middle distance race, and although he's the current world champion, he's not too sure how he'll perform today.
This year I have been struggling a lot with injury and also the motivation, and the fact is I'm getting old, and so it's a real battle to be able to match those youngsters. So every evening after the middle distance I wrote some paper for me like, okay, you are half dead, but you are not yet dead, and you will rise again, and you can end these championships with a smile.
Now one of the greatest forest orienteers of all time, 36-year-old Thierry Gueorgiou from France. And the speed that he's gone off just shows his determination to do well in this race today. He really wants to take that gold medal. He's the reigning champion in this event and the winner of 3 of the last 4 World Championship long titles. And a 4th win this year would certainly cement his reputation as possibly the finest forest orienteer we've ever seen.
He's a big tall guy. I think he's 6'3", 6'4", and he's long striding and technically so good, but also physically very, very strong.
The white shirt of France, he's such a fantastic performer, and there he is there with the cameraman following him, and the orange soles of his boots are just going like a blur there.
This looks like a great race from Thierry. He is so consistent. Around 80 minutes into the course, I think we have 4 runners within a minute, so it's going to be very tight, but Thierry is undoubtedly going to take the lead. Then you'll have a nervous wait.
19 medals at World Championship level, 12 of them gold. Could this be his baker's dozen? 13th gold medal, could it well be? It's just a great performance from this big fella, and a great round of applause from all the supporters here. Look at that, and still running with such a huge amount of pace, grace, poise, balance and power. Nice. Look at that.
Fighting right to the line.
He was looking a wee bit unhappy.
I think he might have been a small mistake there somewhere in the end. I don't know, I think it's going to be really, really tight today. We'll see.
Still to run is Daniel, one of the Hubmann brothers from Switzerland. He's already got 2 gold medals this year. He's an incredibly strong athlete and particularly likes this kind of terrain.
I have been here 6 times now, so I prepared really good. I have done many trainings in similar terrains, and I really liked Scotland. It has been a nice year with all the preparation and now with the races.
One of the real stars of world orienteering, 32-year-old Daniel Hubmann. Earlier on this week he got 1st place in the middle race of these World Championships. He has a lot of self-confidence. He knows that nobody can run away from him in the field, particularly in the forest, because he's strong in all types of terrain and has a very good, fast last final sprint. Originally a carpenter, he turned professional in 2007.
The news is that Daniel Hubmann is up in the forest just now, and will it be close?
20 seconds behind Thierry, and it's possible that he could reel in 20 seconds over the last section. It's not impossible. Thierry finished really strongly, but I think he's still going to have a nervous wait.
Yeah, Daniel Hubmann won a gold in the middle distance and he also won a gold in the relay. This would be a 3rd gold medal for him if he managed to do it, but Thierry's time looks perhaps that it's too far away. We'll just see how well he does over this final section. I guess the thing is as well, you have to manage the week. Thierry didn't take part in the relay event, the team event earlier this week, because he wanted to save his legs for this long event. Daniel, of course, got a gold medal in it.
I think looking at the time on the screen, Thierry is safe because Hubmann, he's not going to overhaul him, but this is looking good for a silver medal for Daniel Hubmann.
As the Swiss flags flutter in the foreground, it's just incredible. Daniel Hubmann blasts towards the line. He's battering for the single line. Now, this is a fella who's won 2 gold medals this week already, so he has been incredible here at the World Championships in Scotland 2015. But this is an extraordinary performance. No triple gold medal for him, but it looks like a silver medal at the moment anyway. A silver medal for Daniel Hubmann. This is an incredible performance, an incredible competition here in Glenafric.
And here comes Olav Lundanes from Norway. And listen to the effort he's putting in here. He's really panting his way up here and moving very, very quickly. He's won gold medals twice for the long events. First at the World Championships in Trondheim in 2010, and then again in Switzerland in 2012. But he struggled with some pretty nasty injuries in 2013 and couldn't beat Thierry Gueorgiou to the top spot last year. So there's all to play for this time.
Again, this is a pretty impressive run. This looks like he could well go into bronze medal position with this performance. And Olav has just been getting on with the job, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Olav has had, by his standards, a really tough season. He has had problems with some illness or slightly overtraining, but the guy is an absolute fighter. He is just so tough, and this is looking like it could be a bronze medal. And yeah, that's very, very impressive in my book.
So here comes Olav Lundanes, flying towards the end. He's won bronze medal in the long course at the World Championships before, and he's going to win it again. Now that is a great performance for him, considering the issues and injuries he had. Over the line, a little victory roll, and he'll be lying there for a while. That's how much effort he's put in, and that effort has won him a bronze medal for the 2nd year in a row.
So, confirmation of those results. For the Brits, Alistair McLeod came in 26th in a time of 112 minutes and 29 seconds. Graham Gristwood was 18th in 109.23, and Hector Haines was just ahead in 17th place in 109.06. In the top positions, 3rd place went to Olav Lundanes from Norway, whose time was 100.43. Daniel Hubmann from Switzerland took 2nd place in 100.11, but with an outstanding time of 99 minutes and 46 seconds, the top spot went to Frenchman Thierry Gueorgiou.
I had difficult championships, losing the gold medal at the middle distance on the very last controls. So I was very frustrated, so I put all my frustration into this race, and I was fighting every step, and so I'm really happy. For me, it's one of the best days of my career.
Really, it's as big as that. It's your 13th gold medal, but best day, really?
Yeah, because Glenafric is a nightmare for an orienter. I mean, every step costs a lot of energy, and I'm proud of this.
Well, that's it from the World Orienteering Championships. Thankfully, the weather today has been kind enough to show Scotland at its best. Congratulations to the organisers and the army of volunteers who helped make this happen.